Good evening, everybody out there. How are you on this Saturday afternoon, evening, morning, depending on where you are coming from? How about getting a little bit creative cravings with us with some storage tonight? Because that's what we're talking, all things storage. When you got your creative mind on, the best thing to do is have a clear mind. And what's better to have a clear mind than to have that amazing storage that you can take everything from, but you can also pack it away at the end of the day, which I think is amazing. So it's going to be a really nice, fun show. We've got lots lined up for you in showing you that storage, but also remember we are completely social as well. We like to have a chat. We like to have you come in the studio and say hello, let us know where you're from. It's always good to know what you're up to on this Saturday. So and let us know if you've watched the shows today, because I know that you have been absolutely loving Michelle's demos throughout the day. She's been so inspirational. We've had the most amazing comments that I've ever seen anyone have. And I've mentioned the lady herself, so let's get started and introduce her. Michelle, hiya.
Hello.
It's been a good day.
It has been a great day. I really enjoyed my masterclass earlier. I love the fact that you all loved it, and you that I got across to you how easy it is to incorporate your mount board into your box making. So, and thank you. I haven't read all of them yet, but I've gone back and I've been looking at some of the comments, and you were also very lovely, so thank you.
You are definitely lovely out there. We've already got Ben McCarthy is in the house. Whoop, whoop. That's Michelle's, should I say better half? Sometimes. I love that. Hiya, Ben. Jennifer's in saying good afternoon from Kansas. She's making lunch, so multitasking as usual. We like multitaskers. Betty's in saying hello to everyone. Mary Beth is in from Minnesota, and watching from North Carolina, USA. Hope you are all well. I'm well. Are you well, Michelle?
I'm very well. Very well, thank you. I am actually, because I've just had a walk down to get a sandwich in our break, and it is lovely out there. It was very much like a spring day. It was bright, and it was, you know, and it just makes you feel really good. Yeah. It was lovely. Really
It's been a nice day, hasn't it? Yeah, it's not too cold. It's quite nice. Rachel said, Michelle's always wowed me with her 3D construction from when we were on the DT together up until now. So that's really nice. Terry Anderson's in saying hello from Ohio. Ohio to you. And just finishing up the album cover for the boxes. Michelle, this project is amazing. Excited to see what magic you have for this show. No magic with demos tonight, but we've got some storage solutions for you. All things Spectrum Noir. Now, remember, you can head over to our website. We have a 14% code. You only have to type in LOVE14 at the checkout, and you'll get an additional, and I really do mean an additional 14% off your entire bill. So whatever you've got discounts in your basket for, you'll get that off as well. Ends on the 14th of the 14th, ends at midnight on the 14th. Got a bit tongue-tied there. So absolutely amazing. Now, pen storage. We have this amazing pen storage. We have the pen storage trays, the ink pad trays, and the universal bag. Michelle's going to show us just exactly what this pen storage does for us.
So, this universal bag, one of my favourite bits of kit ever. As you've come to know, with us, with our Spectrum Noir, with our brand, everything is top-notch. So you're getting the same with this bag. Before I even open it, you can see that you've got a lovely, in fact, let me open it for you. You've got a lovely storage pocket straight away on the front. You've got a lovely zip here at the bottom. You've got your little... it's like almost like those netted carrier bag stuff, isn't it? So you've got those. So yeah, you've got potential for a bit of storage there. You've got your pocket there. And again, it's all nice and padded. You're going to be putting your pens in here. You're going to be putting your ink pads in it. So it's nice and padded. It's going to keep your pens and your ink pads. It's going to keep them nice and protected. Popping it round to the side, again, you've got another, and it's a nice, decent size pocket on the side, and again you've got lots of storage in there, so lots of places to be storing any of your outliners, your fine liners, your your glue pens, anything that's going to be popping in there. Let's bring it back round to this side, because on this side again you have got exactly the same. You have got another, let me find the zip, another huge pocket that you were going to be able to fit lots in, and they're gusseted, so you're going to pop stuff in and it's going to, I mean, you're really going to be able to fill these to the brim. So let's get to the exciting bit. So the main bit, you're going to open both your zips, and then you have got, how beautiful does that look? Just the rainbow of our beautiful Spectrum Noir pens is just fabulous. And obviously you can see that this isn't full, but your tray pens fit absolutely perfectly. There's no room for movement, so you know that when you're picking this up and carrying it, you don't have to worry about your pens banging about, coming out, getting loose, because they're not. It fits absolutely perfectly. So I've already got lots of my tray pens, my trays in there with pens already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you our trays. So when you get these trays, they normally come in, let me just pop that one off. You normally come in a pack of 6, so you're getting 6, so you're getting, and each one has got enough room on for 12 pens, so you are getting lots of storage straight away to be storing lots of your pens. Now what I love about these is you can see that I've got these stacked straight up. If you're going to be popping these into this bag, you're going to have these stacked straight up, but what you've also got the ability to do is if I just lift that one up, you're going to be able to just slot that down. Let me just try and do that from behind, because you do have 2 little slots. There you go. So if I just turn that to the side now, can you see how that one, let me get a piece of white card for you so you can see. Can you see how that one's just hanging off a little bit?
Oh yeah, just offsets it.
So what you're going to be able to do is you can have these and you can stack them and they come back on an angle. So then obviously the front is angled forward and it looks fabulous. But not only can you stack them this way, if I just take 2 off and pop that to the side, you can also stack them this way. So you've got the ability where you've got these notches here on the sides. So you're just going to slide that over there. And again, just getting it right. It's always pressure when you're doing it.
Always,
in front of other
pressure
people.
to get them in the gaps.
Let me try this way. I can see just so it's just that the light was a little bit wrong behind my head. There you go. So you can see that they slot perfectly together. You can have a 3rd one and a 4th one and a 5th one, because there's no limit to how wide you can have these stored on your desk. It's as wide as your desk goes if you absolutely want. So they slot both ways, or they, in fact, when you've got them 2, 3 wide, you can also build it up as well. So it doesn't just have to be one way or another. I'm going to pop that to the side. I'm going to undo that in a minute. But again, so I'm going to bring you these in and I'm just going to show you. We're just going to pop it in here. And again, all you're going to do, it's going to be a little more fiddly in there, but I'm just, oh, there you go. You're just going to slot them on the top perfectly. And then you're just going to, obviously, you're going to bring in your pens and they're all going to fit in there. In fact, so you can see as I slide these in, how perfectly they just all fit in together. So not only can you store your pens in here, if I just pop this to the side, you can also store your ink pads in. So again, this is your ink pad storage that we do, and again, fabulous quality. Exactly the same as our pens. You've got the ability, as you can see, to stack these up, and these do the same as well. So just here, you've got 2 little notches. So if you put your little slot into the first notch, they're going to stack upwards. If you put it into this next slot, which I'm just going to do now for you, just to get that. You get it in one side and the other side comes out. There you go. So again, let me put that piece of white card behind so you can see. So you can see you can do exactly the same with your ink pad storage. You can have it go straight up, or you've got that lovely angle on it that you can do. So let me pop, and again, exactly the same. You can be stacking these next to each other. You can have these 2, 3, 4 wide, and also you can go up as well, as much as you want. Now, our ink pads, absolutely. Obviously, our ink pads are going to fit perfectly in these because, you know, it's absolutely what it's made for. But if I pop that one down there, if I just tip that up for you, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little, like a little lip just there on each one. And what that enables you to do is if you have any other ink pads in your stash and you've got these stacked up quite high, you don't need to worry about a smaller ink pad that's not as deep shoving all the way to the back and you not being able to see it. You've got a lovely lip there. So what it's going to do is if I just show you, it's going to just sit there. So if I put my ink pad in normally, and you can see that that one's hanging a lot further forward because it's just in front of the lip. So it means that you can be storing all your ink pads that you've got with all our fabulous ink pads that you're going to be buying as well. And again, these are going to store in here perfectly. You're obviously going to have a lot more space because they're not as deep as your pen trays, but you can still pop them in there. I think the good thing about that is you can pop your ink pads in on these trays and you can have other things put in front. So if you've got your paper pads or anything like that, you can sort of pop them in front and it's going to prevent your ink pads from popping out. But an amazing bit of kit, everything, all the storage that I've just showed you now is an absolute blinding bit of kit, definitely.
Amazing. So that's our pen, our ink pad storage and that universal bag. Such a great storage bag to keep all those pieces in. Okay, let's have a look and see who's with us tonight. People are loving that storage bag. Wendy is saying, my mother has this. I am enamoured, which I think is I'm in love with it. Can it hold the tri-blend pens?
It doesn't.
No, there you go. That's told us it doesn't. No.
Well, I would just think so. If you think I've got my trays in front of me, if I put our classics in, it hangs over the edge just under about an inch, which is absolutely perfect for that. I think if you wanted to put, in fact, have I got one with me? I have. I've got my tri-blends with me. So I think if you wanted to store these in, for one, I mean, they don't quite fit. They're quite a lot longer in that tray. If you can see, if I just tip that up for you, you can see the difference there. So I think if I try to put one of these in here, it's definitely, it's going to make it bow at the front. It's not going to zip up properly, definitely. The thing is, if you've got some sort of or if you're just taking them with lots of other things, you know, lay them in the bottom sideways, you know, the other way on. If you're taking all those trays out and you're taking some tri-blends and maybe a paper pad, a few ink pads, and you're using it as a storage bag to take with you rather than to have your trays in, then yeah, you could put your pens in that way.
Yeah,
if that
absolutely.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Michelle. Thank you for that. Yes, so they do fit into the trays. They just protrude a little bit further for the bag. So we do keep them in trays on our shelves when we're using them, but obviously in the storage bag, they're not going to work. But for your classics and your illustrators and your watercolour markers, your aqua pens, they're going to fit perfectly well for. Jennifer Dawn Smith on Facebook is saying, the bag comes with a big piece of foam that goes behind the ink trays, yes, to keep the trays at the front of the bag since they are not as deep in the markers. So that's good to know. Yeah, absolutely good to know. We were talking about that earlier. Our one's gone missing in the studio, but there is a piece of foam and then it keeps them really compact. So if you're taking it anywhere with you, it's perfect because the pens don't come apart. What I would also suggest is if you're leaving them in those pen trays in your bag, put a little bit of duct tape down the sides, just some black duct tape, and it keeps all the trays together as well. So they're never, if you've got a bumpy car or you've gone over a hill, they're not going to slightly come apart. So that's another good tip there. And also, actually, I was looking at that bag, Michelle. It's so beautiful. It's almost like you could take it away with you as a weekend bag. Yes. Not with your pens, but if you're just going away for the weekend, that would carry all your hairdryer and your tongs and all things like that. It's a really good bag to have.
Do you know, that is what I use mine for. So at home, I do have this bag because I don't need to bring all my pens up here because I've got so many here to choose from. I definitely use this more often than not when we go to stop with my mother-in-law, when we go stop in the caravan. That's what goes in there, my hairdryer, all my toiletry bits. I mean, it's wipe clean. You know, you're going to be able to wipe clean it, so it is just... And the thing is, you know our bags, you know our storage. It is so strong, so sturdy that I've packed some weight in there and not had any problem carrying it at all. So yes, absolutely, toiletries, things like that.
Perfect. And you're right about the weight. When you think how many pens, that holds 216 pens, which is a lot. That's quite weighty. So the bag has got to be strong. That's a great one to go for. So head over to our website and don't forget that bag has 14% off at checkout if you type in the code LOVE14, which is another really good bonus of getting them. So I've answered that question, Diane. She's just said, will it hold the illustrators? Absolutely. It will. And question for the CT team from Moni64. She has just said, is there a way to only buy ink trays since that is what is needed for the storage bag? Absolutely, yes. And actually that's a good point there, because I was just about to say earlier, if you do want to store your tri-blends on them, but not in the bag, you can just go on and buy extra storage units. So there's plenty of those to look for. And your ink tray storage units, you can go and buy extras for as well. And I'm not sure if you covered it, I might have missed it, but it holds, did you say that it holds different ink pads as well?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it, because I don't know if you could quite see because of the angle I was holding it, but there's that lip here. You've got like a little notch, and so if you've got smaller ink pads, they're only going to go so far in, and you're still going to be able to see them if they're all stacked up. But then obviously, you know, ours just sit over it perfectly. So I love that. I love that we've been quite inclusive for anything else that you've already got in your ink pad stash. So
brilliant. And just one more question from Jill. She's asking if the black pen trays can connect to the clear blue trays.
They do.
Yes.
So at home, I've got one here, and you can see that they're connected together beautifully. I think these ones were originally brought out with our aquas, weren't they?
They were the original ones with the aquas, absolutely. So it's just your personal choice. If you like the sort of clearer ones, you can go from them. That's why they've put one in there, so you can sort of try them. But if you want all black, you can buy all those as well. But you can get them, and they do all connect together, absolutely. So I think we've answered all the questions. One more, Diane saying, do any trays come with a universal bag? Yes, they do come with a bag, don't they? Is that the whole set that we've got, George? Or are they all separate? So I think they're all separate. You have to buy those separate. So it is just the bag that you purchase, and then you can go on and get the other storage trays. The demo is just about showing you what goes into the bags and how they're used, which is amazing.
Wouldn't it be lovely if it came with the 216 pence as well? I would be buying more than one.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Pen storage. Now, we're talking about bigger storage, but if you want smaller storage, we've got just the little pouch for you. This one, Michelle, holds the 12 pens, doesn't it?
It does. So this one, we've gone from huge to small and mighty, I like to think. So again, it's our Spectrum Noir, so you know that it's second to none with quality. All the handles, they're double stitched on there. You've got, again, if we can find space to put a pocket on or in our storage, we're going to do it. So you've got a lovely pocket on the back that you're going to be able to pop your poker tools, a little bit of card in there, your fine liners may pop in there as well. And then, so you have got the main bit. So let's open that up. There's nothing nicer than opening any bit of storage up and finding whatever it is. And in this case, it's our tricolours. Or, I mean, I've got my tricolours in here, but if I just bring up a couple of tri-blend pens, you can see that these, exactly the same size. So they're going to pop in there just as easily. And again, so the storage for 12, this is an absolute perfect one for if you are going out for the day, or you're going down to the caravan, or if you're just going, if you're do you know what, if you're like me and you like to go for your walks and you want to go sit by, I don't know, the river or the lake, and you just want to take something small with you to colour or to do, you know, a bit of drawing. If you've got your tricolour aquas, you're going to be doing a bit of watercolouring. You can pop a couple of sheets of paper in here, and it's gonna fit absolutely fine. But this is the perfect size for if you're just pottering about somewhere. But again, our storage does exactly what it says on the tin. It's absolutely brilliant, and it stores 12 of your tri-blends or tri-colours absolutely perfectly.
How amazing is that? And also you can use your normal markers in there as well. So there's lots of different colours that you can fit into that bag, which is absolutely amazing. Now the next one, it's just double check actually, just to see, I think we're all good. So Anne Kagor is saying, so far the trays have accommodated all my ink pads. Yeah, I'd love to know. Let us know what your favourite storage is for your Spectrum products, because that would be really nice and interesting to know. Do you use your Spectrum ink pad trays just for our ink pads, or do you have other ink pads in them as well? Because they are a great thing to have, and they're really handy when you have them on the tray right in front of you. So yeah, they're absolutely, I'd love to know what you do there. Our next one we want to talk about is our 18 tray case. Another great one to have, and our Michelle's going to show us exactly how to use that one.
So another fabulous storage bag. This one is 72 pens that you're going to fit in, and you can see that it says on there for your tri-blends. I mean, we've got our tri-aquas as well. And the thing is, let me show you the storage first on this before we open it up. So again, we've got that possibility on the back to pop a pocket on, so we have done. Every part of it where we can put some storage on for you, we absolutely have done. But what I love about this one is the handle. So I love the fact that you've got this clip-on handle, so you can have the longer one if you want to carry it over your shoulder, or if you just want to carry it with the smaller handle, then you absolutely can. I love the big one because I love to sort of throw this over my shoulder and go. So let's pop that down, Velcro, and we're going to pop it straight open. And you can see here, I was saying about if we can fit any more storage on it, we absolutely do. So you can see here that we've got a lovely big pocket, and it's the full length, and it's a nice deep pocket. You can see here that I've got 12 of my tri-blends. I had an aqua pen on me a minute ago, but never mind. The tricolour aquas are exactly the same size. But again, if I pop that one out and just put one of my normal classiques in, it sits there lovely. It's a lot smaller, but it doesn't matter. The fact is, it's been made bigger to fit your tri-blends. But if you have got your classiques and you wanting to take them wherever with you, then they're going to fit in there beautifully. So you've got 12 on there, and then so you've got another 12 here and 12 here, and you can see that they all fit in and go in easily and perfectly, and fit. So you've got, again, so you've got another 12 there, another 12 there. If we pop it open, you've got another 12 here as well. So there is storage, obviously, for 72. So, you know, you're going to be having them all in there. This isn't necessarily even if you just want to take them somewhere. You might just want to store these in here. But what I love about this is you can take it off. So, I mean, you might not want to take it off, but the fact that you've got the possibility to take it off, you can see that I've got another pocket here. So again, this is what I love. You've got two huge pockets here. If you don't want to be carrying all your tri-blends with you, if you are planning on carrying something else with you, you can either be popping them in the pockets or, I mean, if you can see, that's how deep this is. So you can be carrying a lot of your paper pads with you, or if you've got something in mind that you just want to carry, you absolutely can do that. It's just going to sit in lovely, but we're going to pop this back in, and you can see it's that lovely strong hook and loop in the middle. So you've got all your pens. And the thing is, so you can have this sat open on your desk as well, you know, and you can be flicking through them. Once you're done, you're just going to close this back up with that lovely hook and loop. You're going to either pop it back on your shelf, You're going to sling it over your shoulder. You're going to go home from wherever it is that you've been being creative, and knowing that you've got, again, another really nice, strong, sturdy, built to last bit of storage for your pens.
Such a lovely storage case that you can use for so many things, but absolutely excellent for your tri-blend pens. So we've covered what we've got in the show tonight, so they're amazing. We're going to have a recap. A lot of people are asking to see that big carry bag again, so we are going to see that in a little while. Lynn is in this evening. She's saying that I have 2 tall bookcases full of these trays for ink pads and pens. My craft desk is bumped up against the bookcase, so I can simply reach out and get the relevant inks and pads and pens. That's amazing. This storage is fantastic and makes me more creative as I can see exactly what colours I have to play with. How amazing would that be, that you could just reach onto your, I'll have that colour, oh, there's lemon tonic, I'll have that one, and you haven't got to get up. I would love that. I used to have that. I don't have a craft room anymore, but I used to have everything at hand and be able to do that. Mary Beth is saying that she has 4 different brands of the ink pads. Love that. Plus Crafter's Companion ink pads in the trays, and they all fit nicely. That's really good to know, Mary, because that's exactly what we intended for those trays, was to fit everybody's. We know that everyone owns different ink pads, so that's a great one to do it. And Annie is saying that the ink pad trays fit Tim Holtz, Spellbinders, Pink Fresh, Stays On, Ranger, and of course Spectrum Noir. I love that you've named them all, and we can fit them all into there, which is incredible. So hopefully you're enjoying that storage, and you can find some solutions to your storage. But we've got a little video here that we want you to take a look at.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You all had time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Watch wherever you are. Let us know where you're watching from. You know, are you on holiday? Are you at home? Are you sort of in your bedroom? Are you in the bath on your, you know, your laptop or something? Not your laptop, your iPad, so it's not plugged in. Don't want you plugged into electricity. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from, or where's the quirkiest place you've watched from. That would be an interesting one, wasn't it? So yeah, I suppose that really depends on where you can get Wi-Fi from. I've watched the shows walking around Tesco, so that's quirky enough for me. Anyway, back to storage tonight. So welcome everyone that's in the house tonight. We've got lots of people saying hello and loving our storage for their ink pads, their pens and everything else. So we're going to be going back to that universal bag, having a look at those pen storage and the ink pad storage, but also a little 101 with Michelle on what all our ink pads are, what our pens are, and just covering lots of things in our Spectrum range. What have you got for us, Michelle?
I'm just having a quick look. I'm trying to make sure that I've sort of picked one of everything. So if I missed something, let me know. So I'm thinking we've gone through the bags, we've gone through the storage. We'll go through what you can put in them. So our pens are our Spectrum Noir range. So I think I've picked up one of everything. I'm not sure, so have a look, let me know. So this is sort of the range that we've got at the minute, and I think Illustrators was the first ones, weren't they?
No, Classics.
Oh, was it? Why did I think it was Illustrator? Don't tell Leanne that I got that wrong. if you know. So anyway, we'll just ignore that. So this is what I think we've got. So we've got Classics, Illustrators, we've got Aquas, and then what we've also got is we've got our tricolour Aquas as well. So those are sort of very much separate because they're the water-based ones. These are all alcohol-based. But again, so I definitely know from the tri-blends, this is the original, this is the classic one.
Yes.
So we'll go with the tries to start with. So let's pop those to the side. Tri-blends are my absolute utmost favourite. They took the guesswork out of colouring and getting that perfect blend for me. So if I just explain, so you're going to have a light, a mid and a dark of the pale pink. So it says here you've got PP 4, 5 and 6. So you've got your light, your medium and your dark, like I just said, and you've got that lovely nib on there. So if I pop all three of these off, you can see that this is what your tri-blend is. So popping those there. You can, even just there, you can see how the colours go from light to dark. And the great thing is you've got three nibs, three colours in that one pen, which I don't think it hadn't been done before we did it, and I don't think anyone else has done it. It's ingenious, especially for if you're first starting out. Again, takes that guesswork out of colouring for you, but it's not only that, it's the ease of use. And it's if you're going to, again, if you're going to a crop or you're going to craft with friends or you're going to your caravan, carrying 12 of these or 24 of these is so much better than carrying 72 single pens. So there's so many different reasons why these tri-blends are just absolutely brilliant. So moving on from that one, we then brought you this one. So this is the tri-blend brush. It's exactly the same. So you've got the light, the medium and the dark, but you have got that brush nib. So let me pop this off. That brush nib is the most amazing nib. It is like colouring with silk. it lays down so beautifully soft. You're going to get, I mean, obviously you're going to get all the same colours, but the techniques that you can do with this are so different to the ones that you're going to do with this, because obviously it's a totally different nib. You are going to get perfect hair and fur and any kind of texture with these beautiful brush nibs. And again, you know, taking the guesswork out of which 3 colours that you're going to put together to blend perfectly. And then we come on to this. I haven't met anyone who didn't absolutely love these more than life itself. Because with these two, you have got those 3 shades of one colour, which helps you to blend those 3 shades perfectly. But with your tricolours, and again, so these are all your alcohol pens. So I just thought I best bring that up. This is like genius. What this actually does is bring in 3 totally different colours from all of our 216 pens, and they've worked out which ones go together beautifully. So we've got a fuchsia, a satsuma and a vanilla. And in fact, let me lay it down for you so you can just see. In fact, I'll just do a little swatch with them all so you can see how beautifully they lay down. So I've got this lovely brush nib here. Now these are 3 colours I would never have thought to be able to pick out and blend them together. In fact, I would stand and look at my 218 pens, or 16, sorry, and think, there's no way I would know. So they've done it for you, but they just, so Nina cardstock is absolutely what you're going to be using. It's just absolutely perfect for your colouring, because it's got the tooth on it is nice, and it's like a baby dinosaur tooth, not like mummy dinosaur tooth, which means it's not going to suck all your ink out of it, out of your pen. In fact, let me, before someone tells me, let me just pop that under there. Purely because when you were blending, can you see how it's soaked all the way through?
Yeah.
If you don't have another piece of card underneath and it hits your table or your glass mat, it's going to come back up into your work that you're working on, and it's going to ruin it. So I always have a piece underneath. So those are your tricolours. Let me show you. It's like colouring with butter. So you've got that lovely brush nib there where you're going to get those lovely brush effects. And then bringing this one in. So I really should have put the dark one down first. Let's blend that out. And to be honest, if the only thing that you do is just swatch with them, you're going to have so much fun. And then, so this is the original. You can see, straight away, you can hear and see how it colours and lays down totally different. But that means you've got the best of both worlds. Well, you've got the best of 3 worlds with these, because you're getting something totally different with all of these. If you are alcohol colouring, let me bring in these as well. So these are single pens, dual tipped, but it's the same colour on both sides. But with that one, you've got that lovely, no, that's not a bullet nib, is it? It's a chisel. So you've got that lovely chisel where you're going to be able to lay down lots of colour. I'm really bad with nibs, and that's your
Bullet.
Thank you very much. So you can see the 2 totally different nibs. And again, so your illustrators, you're going to get all the same colours, so you can absolutely use these all together. But you have got the different brush nibs. So that is a brush nib, I know that one. That one's just not hard at all, is it? And then you've got, is that the fine?
Fine bullet.
Fine bullet, that's it. So you can see, between all those, you have covered every kind of thing that you want to be colouring in, because you've got hair, you've got fur, you've got fine detail, you've got everything in there, everything except your ink pads. So if you're going to use any kind of alcohol pens and you're stamping out anything, you're going to use our alcohol proof ink pads. Now we've got 4 colours, I've only picked 2 up here. We've got a black, there's rustic brown, there's pebble, and there is flagstone. So those are the 4 different colours. If you're going to be stamping, these are what you're going to be using, and then these are what you're going to be using to colour in. So that is our alcohol pens. I think I've covered everything there pen-wise, haven't I?
Yes.
So then we've got our aquas. So we've got tricolour aquas and we've got our normal aquas. And again, the tricolour is very much along the same lines. Obviously it's tri, but you've got 3 different colours in these. You're going to be watercolouring with these. So you can see you've got 3 brush nibs on these. And again, the card that you're going to need for this, did I pick up a piece? Bear with me. Oh, it's there. It's right next to me. Is our watercolour card. So again, it's a special card that you're going to use if you're going to be adding any water technique to this. So you're going to be colouring straight on here and you're going to be dragging it out with your water and creating beautiful watercolour effects. Or if you've got your glass mat, you're going to pop a bit down, pick it up with a paintbrush and colour with it. And you're going to do the same with your aqua. Just your aqua pens. You've got that lovely brush nib on one side, you've got that fine pointed nib on the other side. So again, you've got all your techniques covered with these. But again, if you're going to be using anything that says aqua, you're going to want your waterproof ink pad. And again, there's 4 of those. So there's the flagstone, rustic brown, pebble and black. So again, that sort of covers everything that you need, I think, to colour. I ain't even got to my ink pad yet. I've just given you the necessities. So I just very much thought, you've got the storage, let's just go over the basics of all your pens and your ink pads.
So just while we're talking about the storage, Michelle, we do have a question from Charlotte. She's saying about all the metallic markers, our sparkle, acrylics, flips, those sort of ones. Which would be the best storage to pop those into? Would they fit into any of these?
So, I mean, I don't have any here. Just bear with me, actually. I've got a couple.
And also, yes, sorry, there's a little bit of confusion just on how many pens you fit into the tri-blend case. It is 48 pens, not 72.
Oh, did I say? Oh, I do apologise.
That's all right, Michelle. We admit our maths is not very good, so it's absolutely fine. You know, I'm rubbish at maths.
Well, yes, obviously, because there's 12 and there was 4 lots of 12 and I said 72. Oh, do you know, I'm not going to use any excuses. I'm just pants at maths.
So, yes, it is 48, not 72. Just so, but it will tell you that on the website, so apologies for that. Right, ink pads.
Shall I just answer that lady's question
yes,
first?
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
no,
yes,
that's
yes.
all right.
I clicked then something else.
I've just pulled a couple of my trays out. So this is one of our metallic ones, and you can see that sort of hangs over that much. These I wouldn't store in here. I'd store upwards in a pot or anything like that. I don't store these laid down. I don't know about you.
Yeah, they don't. They can be stored anyway, actually.
Yeah,
but
I tend to stand them up because me and my luck, if I laid those down, my worry would be that it would leak out. It wouldn't.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, so these ones absolutely. They all do fit in. Absolutely, you're going to be able to store all sorts of pens in, but it's just depending on how far out they are going to overhang.
Yep.
So in fact, let me just measure it for you. So it is. So it's 5.5 inches. So it's 5.5 inches deep. So if you've got any particular pens that you're looking at now thinking, I wonder if it'll fit, just give them a measure.
Oh, there we go. That's a good tip. Yes, so 5.5 inches you're getting in those storage trays, which is quite a bit. And as long as you don't mind the overhang, most of the pens will fit in the storage trays. Just if they overhang too much, they won't fit in the storage bags.
Yeah. Right, so ink pads. I've grabbed all my ink pads. Just purely because I enjoy playing with anything colour-wise. So, you know, ink pads, pens, you sort of want to grab it all and sort of keep it for yourself, don't you? So,
what a nice hoard you have there.
I know. It doesn't all fit. It doesn't, you know, fit in. I can make it fit, it's fine. So, we've gone over our alcohol-proof ink pad and we've gone over our waterproof and what those are for. So we'll pop those there, and then so what else we have got here is these. So lots of different ones. So you can see why it can be a little easy to get a little bit confused sometimes as to what is for what, which is why I think we like to go over it quite often, because there's always new people watching, and sometimes if you're like me and you forget, you need a refresher. So that's what this is. So alcohol we've done, waterproof we've done. So these new shimmer pads. So if you was fortunate enough to get these, I mean, well done and congratulations, because they sold out within the day.
I didn't get them, Michelle.
I got the smaller bundle, so I think I only got 6 of them, which was really disappointing. But
they are coming back into
so
stock, though, just for anybody that's thinking, oh, I never got them either. They are coming back into stock soon. We're just waiting for our shipment. Do those ink pads fit on those trays as well, Michelle?
They do. So again, let me bring in one of
they're
my
a different shape.
trays. So even though they're a different shape, they sit on there absolutely, in fact, absolutely perfectly.
Love that.
It sits on perfect. So yeah, so all of our ink pads, even though we've got that new style or that new shape, fit perfectly. So this is a pearlescent pigment, and it very much goes alongside of the metallic pigment and our opaque, in the fact that they're all a sticky, they're all a pigment and not an ink. And the difference is the molecules are bigger. I think molecules is the right word. So it's basically, you know, the molecules are bigger, which means that they're stickier, which means you are going to be able to do totally different things with these than you can with our others, just by the fact that they're a pigment and not an ink, which is brilliant. So if you're heat embossing, they are all 3 of them absolutely beautiful for that. I mean, this shimmer one, this is, I mean, it tells you on it for intense metallic effects. And again, if you turn it over, it just goes a little bit more into detail. In no way, shape or form am I going to read that to you. If you want to know what that says, screenshot me now and zoom it by 10,000 and you can read it. In fact, have I even got it the right way up? I have. So yes, so you're heat embossing, you're layering and blending. They blend, so even though it's a pigment, they blend so beautifully. So yes, so all of your blending you're going to be doing with all 3 of these. You're going to be heat embossing with all 3 of these. And if you just want to ink away with them, then they are absolutely perfect for that as well. They're rich and juicy. And you can see, I mean, it's a lovely, spongy pad on there. In fact, if I bring our others in, you can absolutely see the difference. So that's a nice spongy one, and that's solid.
Yeah.
So again, because it's a pigment, it needs that nice spongy carrier for it. So yeah, so our shimmer, our Midas metallics, and then our opaque. So these are an opaque. So a pigment again still. They are just delicious is the word, I think,
yes,
for those, isn't it?
I agree.
Absolutely. And it gives you that opacity when you use this one. So again, you're getting a totally different effect to any of the others that you're going to be using. Your watermark absolutely does what it says on the tin. It's translucent clear. And again, so heat embossing and resist effects. This is absolutely perfect. And again, it's nice and sticky. You've got that lovely spongy carrier for it there, which means it's obviously, you've got that pigment in there. Well, you haven't, lack of pigment, but just juicy and delicious. And then lastly, we've got these 2, and I think these are the 2 that a lot of people tend to get mixed up. We've got a water reactive and we've got a quick dry. And again, without sounding like, you know, I'm being rude for want of a better word, it really is what it says on the tin. This is a water reactive one. So what you're going to do, and again, it says it, you're going to blend and distress. A little bit like me, a bit distressed at the end of the day when my 2 kids have been arguing for the 1,000th time. Mum is looking at me, Mum, she's breathing. It's like, no. So yes, distressed just like me. Oh, do you know, I love them. I absolutely, but they're teenagers. They do get you, that's why we go grey and that's why we dye our hair, because they go through that teenage phase. But back to the ink pads. So the water reactive, I love this one, and you will have seen me do it many times. What I love to do with this is I love to put the ink down on my glass mat, and I like to either use my water brush, a brush, or one of these sparkle pens. You're going to pick it up and you're going to watercolour with it. Besides the fact that you're going to be doing those distressing techniques, even if you're on inking the edges of your papers, things like that, that is absolutely perfect. But yeah, absolutely, watercolouring with those is brilliant. And then this one, last but not least, absolutely, our quick dry, absolutely perfect for inking. So if you're inking sentiments, your stamps, anything like that, they are absolutely beautiful. We've got those lovely stamps, you know, those rotation stamps. Your quick dries are perfect for those because it is exactly what it says. They dry quickly. And again, so it's water-based, so you don't need to worry about if you get it on your clothes or your kids. Just don't shove your kids in the washer. Shove your clothes in the washer, shove the kids in the bath, and it just washes off. Don't want to get that one mixed up. I'm on a roll now, Anne. I know,
absolutely.
Just talking absolute. Whatever's coming into my head isn't being filtered, it's just coming out. But I think that's it. I think I've sort of covered all the basics that you really need to know with regards to...
I love that, Michelle. I think it was like that mini masterclass on the ink pads. So remember, that storage is so handy to put all those ink pads in. So if you want the ink pad storage, just head to our website. And remember, there's 14% off today, which is incredible. So Lily Fletcher's in. So our Lily, she's saying hello to everyone. She's saying, hello, you two lovely ladies and all the CC family. The Universal Carry bag has to be my favourite. I keep all my classics in one and the illustrators in another. I can imagine our Lily being very organised with her bags. I love that. Rachel's saying that she has all the shimmer ink pads as well, and Amanda is saying she's just like you. She got the smaller bundle, but she's not used them as yet. She said her craft room is in such a disarray. It's probably not that bad. Sometimes we think it's worse than what it is, or it is really bad and it's actually worse than what you think. Joanne is saying, I find the translucent clear ink pad is essential for priming stamps. I love that. Yeah, great idea to do that. Right, we've had all that bit of a masterclass on the ink pads and on that storage, which is amazing. But we do need to do the day's vote. So we've got two to choose from. It's quite difficult. I think I can put my money on one though because it is absolutely beautiful. But this first box that Michelle made is just such a handy little box and so robust, Michelle. I think it's a great one. So the first one that we've got from our Play Your Crafts Right is number 1, and then number 2 was that beautiful folder. I'm just going to open that up so you can see all that storage in there. Absolutely stunning. I mean, I just love it. I'm going to be making one of them myself, absolutely. So number 1 or number 2. So you've got a few minutes to get your votes in for that. I think this is very much a contender for the day, for the week, for the month. So yeah, absolutely amazing. So 1 or 2. Just a few bits to show you before the end of the show. We've got some exciting things on the website, so do go and have a look on there. We do have that grab bag. There's a few hanging on, so you can go and have a look at those on the website, which is going to be amazing. And don't forget to choose that discount of Love 14 on anything you're purchasing from the website, which is amazing. Michelle, when are you back with us?
I don't know as yet, so we haven't got our March schedule yet.
Oh,
but,
so you're not back up here this month?
No, so today's my first and my last day. I've got the kids' half term.
Right.
So I booked a couple of weeks off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's a fair coming to King's Lynn. So
oh,
lovely.
Go to
that.
Yep.
That's for me. That's not for the kids. The fair is definitely for me. I love going on rides.
Oh, I'm the same.
I don't like the waltzers. They make me feel a bit sick.
Yeah, no, I used to.
Used to love them.
I could spin forever, over and over and over again. I'm exactly the same. We're going to Singapore in May, and we're going to Universal Studios.
Oh,
we didn't even know they had Universal in Singapore, but they have, so we're going to go for the day.
Brilliant.
Yes, so going to be amazing. Oh, so you're a bit of a thrill rider.
I do. I love them all, except the dizziness on the no. But everything else, I love it. Absolutely. So we're going to be doing that. Lots of walking. I'm joining the gym.
Yay!
And I've got my own personal trainer in Ben because he's, you know,
absolutely.
He's a PT. So I'm really throwing myself,
I love
hopefully
it.
not over, but into the fitness this year. So.
Oh, I love it. I wish I need that passion to get fit. I'm sure lots of us do, so which would be good. Anyway, we have a winner. It is number 2, which I think was quite obvious, even though that's a beautiful box. But this one is just amazing. That's going to go on our shelf. I hope you've enjoyed Creative Cravings. Tomorrow, I'm so excited. We have a first look at Sarah's new signature collection. So Corinne's coming in tomorrow, so I've got the day with her. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be seeing that Roaring 20s first look at that. We've got a masterclass as well. So Corinne's coming in because her thing, as much as it is flowers, she loves personalisation. So she's coming in to do a masterclass on all things personalised. And then we've got Second Chance Sunday, which is going to be amazing. So join us for all the fun and fanatics that we've got on in store for tomorrow. Have a lovely evening, whatever you're doing, or afternoon, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.